So asking for help is one of the best traits, the best qualities of life that you can improve on for yourself. Why is that? Well, because if you rely on yourself, you're not able to do things that a mass amount of people could do together. If you think about it, you need a therapist, right? Not like you need a therapist, but people who cannot deal with the problems or understand their own thought process or need some sort of solution or third person perspective often go to therapy or often go to counseling or something of the sort, or coaching, because they need someone else's perspective, not just their own. And when you're able to be vulnerable, because that's what you are, you're being vulnerable to yourself and for another person. When you ask for help, it relinquishes the anxiety and the fear that you have of whatever problem that you're having, because you know that something else outside of you or someone else outside of you is going to help this process of whatever you're going through. Let's say it's at work. You need help. Oh, perfect example. So you go to work, let's say, right? And let's say you're really good at your job, but unfortunately, because of whatever the day brings, it's becoming overwhelming and you're starting to get more and more work and you're doing it by yourself. And someone asks you, let's say your boss, hey, are you good? Do you need help? No, I got it. That's out of ego. That's out of fear of being seen in a certain way because you need or want help. And it's no struggle for you to be in struggle. It's no hardship for you to look like you don't have it under control when you try to make it seem like you do. But when you ask for help, when you lean on someone else, even though you're not comfortable with it, it allows you to be more vulnerable, it allows you to be more communicative and expressive with yourself and with other people. Let's say that same scenario, you're getting overloaded with work and you're having a lot of things that you don't think you can get done in the timely manner that it's doing. And your boss asks you, hey, you need help with that? Yeah, actually, I'm kind of, falling behind a bit and I could use some help. So what does that do? That relieves your stress. That relieves the environment of it's only on you. You're not carrying the whole workload on your back or on yourself. And it releases did I say stress already? It releases the stress that you have because someone else is going to either help you or they're going to divide the work. And that's not to attack you and saying that you can't do it all. You can't. But that's not what I'm trying to say. You shouldn't have to rely on yourself. Just because in the past, in your past life experiences, in your past childhood, you learned and realized or integrated that no one is going to help you, or that no one wants to help you, or that you don't deserve the help, or that anything of that sort. Because, during childhood or during your early life experiences as an adult or adolescence, you understood that, well, in order for me to have value, or in order for me to be perceived as someone who has confidence or is hardworking or is disciplined or is motivated or whatever the words you want to use, you had to learn how to work hard and on your own and by yourself. And that's not good. That's not helpful for anybody. Because if you're sinking and you're realizing and you know that you're drowning and you still don't ask for help, then no one's going to help you, because all you're going to do is shun out the idea away like, I don't need help. But you're literally flailing and drowning. When you say, hey, I need help, then someone will finally help you. Somebody, something will be released and you won't feel that heaviness of emotion at the workplace or at school or in your environment or in your social group or anywhere or in your family. You're going to be passive aggressive, not you, but let's say you're going to be passive aggressive because you're cooking all the food by yourself when you're the one that never asked for help. How do you expect? Everyone thinks that you got it. You're the guy. You're that person. You're him. But you don't want to be him. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that person who has to feel like they're struggling. Well, the only reason that you are is because you aren't being vulnerable, for saying, hey, I don't got it all under control. I don't have everything under my belt, and I need something to be dispersed, to be released, for me to not feel the way I feel, or else I'm going to feel like I'm crumbling. Like I said before, asking for help is the strongest thing you can do. It might seem like vulnerability, or it might seem like a weakness, but it is actually your strength. Because a good person, a good leader, a good boss, a good anybody understands that help is what the word means. It's help. It's not meant to tear you down. It's not meant to afflict you or make you seem like you cannot do it. It's to just say, hey, I would like some help. I would like for the workload to be lightened. I would like for this to be easier for me in any way. And then you have to be accepting of what you receive. You may not have everything relieved, but you'll have something relieved, and that'll help you on your subconscious, your inner self. And don't just go flailing around like, I need help, I need help, I need help. You still need to do your own workload. You still have to do your own work in whatever you're doing, because it'd be unfair to just dump everything on that person. The same feelings that you were feeling, now you're gonna give it all to somebody else to deal with? No, that's not the point of asking for help. It's not a point of being vulnerable and being expressive and being communicative in order to open up the possibilities and pathways that you could have if you didn't ask for help. You got to do it together. You got to do it as a team, where you got to separate the work and do it by yourself and rely on the other person. Just because the other person isn't going to do it as good as you, if you were to do it all by yourself, it doesn't mean that you should do it all by yourself. When you start to rely on other people and ask for help and ask for assistance or for someone to do something for you, you're giving them control of the situation. That doesn't mean you lose control. That means that you are sharing control and that you're able to trust in somebody else. And that might be hard to understand, but that's what you're doing. You're learning or reintegrating trust into your need for control, because you don't think that someone else is going to do it the same way as you. And that's completely true. But they don't need to do it the same way that you do it, to the level that you do it, to the, So all it takes is that little bit of trust, that mustard seed of hope and vulnerability, to relieve yourself of the emotions that you're feeling, and to open the vulnerability, to open the communicativeness that comes with that. You're retraining your brain, you're retraining your habits to be like, it's okay if I don't control everything. It's okay if I don't have everything micromanaged, because it's not all up to me anymore. And it'll take time. It'll really take time. But small steps is a step no matter what. And that's the best thing that you can do for yourself. It doesn't matter if it takes you one small step once a week. You're still striving towards building trust with yourself and with other people, to building the expressiveness of communication with yourself and with other people. And then eventually you're going to understand that, hey, it's not so bad to relinquish some of the responsibility that was all upon me. Or let's say, your boss comes in and be like, here, I got all this work for you. It's okay for you to be like, I don't think I could do all of this, because it's a lot. And, if you have a healthy boss, they'll divide the work or try to work something out with you so that you don't feel like overloaded or overstressed, or, you don't start to get passive aggressive because you don't think that you can handle it, or that you think that you can handle it. And then you're failing, you're self-sabotaging yourself to fail. And then they're like, well, what's going on? So then you get mad at yourself. I'm laughing because I'm talking to myself as well. And then you get mad at yourself because you're not up to par to where you think you should be when you're not striving for protection. Where you're not striving for perfection. And yeah, so just be easier on yourself. Just take it one step at a time and understand that it's not all on you. You don't need it to be all on you. It never was meant to be. And you shouldn't have to push yourself to that extent for it to be all on you, because we are a society, we are a people, we are an environment, we are friends, we are social. So open up a bit, and I know that it'll help you in your future decisions and endeavors and situations. I know it will. My name is Augustin. If you like this content, subscribe, comment down below if you like. And my name is Augustin. Once again, this is just for clarity. Thank you so much for being here.